Hello everyone, welcome to AS online class and this is Narendra. One more day, one more quant class, and this day we will discuss the multiple chapter of the quantitative aptitude. Therefore, I put the title also the all area of the quantitative aptitude. Obviously the multiple questions chapters, not all the chapters here. So let's begin my friends over here. The very first question starts here. What is the question? I will read the question and after that I will give some time for you to answer the question. Right, my dear friends? Look at the question here. It says that Mr. X invests a certain amount, I don't know how much amount is, a certain amount in debt and equity in the ratio of 4:5. Fine, the statement is clear. Now, at the end of 1 year, he earned a total dividend of 30% on his investment. If I consider that as 4x and 5x, the total is 9x. So, he is getting the 30% of 9x. Okay. Now, after 1 year, he reinvests the amount, including the dividend. Whatever the dividend he gets, the dividend also he is investing. At what condition? In the ratio of 6:7 in again the debt, the first one is the debt and the second one is the equity fund. Fine. Here also the first one is debt, the 4 part out of 9 parts. Here also the first one is the debt, which is 6 part out of 13 parts. Reinvested in equity. Here the very important part of the whole question. If the amount reinvested in equity is 94,500, then what is the original amount invested in equity fund? The second one, equity fund. Is that question is clear to all my young friends? Very good evening, Anusha. So how do I start this one? I know this value. What is that? He reinvested in equity fund 94,500. This is going to open up the question here. 94,500 represent what? From here onwards, your time starts. So let's take 30 seconds to think and respond to the question, and after that you will get that one line solution. One line solution we can answer this question. Try, my friend, here. Okay, Sandesh Kumar ji, आपको भी नमस्कार. Sai Kumar, very good evening. Very good evening. Yes, sir. That's a very good question. You will learn a lot. Probably you learn a new method to answer the question. Your time up. I will start the question of answering and then I will show you how to answer this question. As I said that here I know 94,500 which is reinvested in equity fund. I will start with that figure, and that is 94,500, right, reinvested, and the reinvestment in equity fund is that is 5:7 in debt and equity fund. That means in equity fund he is investing 7 part out of the total how many parts? 13 parts. So that is this one is the 7/13 of the previous figure. So in order to move back, what should I do? Should I multiply this by 7/13? Some amount is there. It's a 7/13 which is equal to 94,500. So what is the x value? That means the previous value, that will be 13/7. So let's write down this into 13/7. I am going back. So this value is what part? 130% of 9x. So from here onwards, you probably understanding that this is 130% of 9x. So once again, if you look at this one, 130%. So if I have to move on to the previous figure, so this is 130% because he got a dividend of 30%. So this value is 130%. So I need to convert this into 100%. So I am going backward, right? So that is, I need to convert this in 100%, where this is 130%. So 100 by 130, which is nothing but 10 by 13. Where did I reach? I reached to this point. Now here I need the equity. Now which one is the equity? The second one. So this total is 9 parts. I need only 5 parts, the second one. So my requirement is 5 parts out of 9 parts. And you will be getting the initial equity investment. Come on, my friends, some of you can answer the question. It's a really good question, and what is left is a cancellation only. Hope going back method, you are understanding it. All I picked up from the previous papers and I did not mention it. Some of you can now answer the question. Now answer the question and I will check your answer is correct or not. If you did not understand how to go back, I can give you another example. So this 13 and 13 is getting cancelled, I understand that part. And then 7 and 9, and 7 and 9 is 63. With 63, I can see that how many times? 1 time and another 5 times and followed by 2 0. Okay, 75K. That means option choice A. Yeah, you are right. So this is 15,000, 15, 5 is 75, 1500, 7500 followed by 1 more 0, that is 75,000. So finally I am getting over here is 75,000. That's option A. Hope all my friends who are watching is understanding how to go back. This is how many parts? This value is the equity part, equity fund, which is 7 parts. So I need to go back, that means I need to go for 13 parts, 13 by 7. And this is 130% because this is the original investment, 9x. Now here 30% he is getting the dividend and the whole is invested. So that means this is 130% of his initial investment. So converting that into 100%, 100 by 130, which is 10 by 13. So whole investment in the initial, and in which I need to find out the equity fund. The equity fund is 5 part out of 9 parts. I worked out 5 part out of 9 parts. Hope all my friends understood it. I am moving on to the next question. And the next question on the board is this. Okay, my friends, let's spend some time every day to work out together. What is the question? 2 persons are there. I can see that P and Q enter into a partnership investing some amount. Okay, the investment of P is thrice the investment of Q. So I am understanding that their investment ratio is there. P and Q investment ratio is there. What is that? 3 is thrice the investment of Q. That means the ratio is 1:3. Done. The next, another person R joins them after 3 months. And at the end of the year, the profit share of P and R is equal. Another person R joins after 3 months. Nothing change is there between the P and Q for how many months they worked. That means they worked for the entire period. So here the P works for 12 months, Q works for 12 months, as after 3 months R joins. So R works for 9 months. From this statement, I am getting the ratio of their investment time period. And that is, this is 3 and this is 4 and this is 4. This is the investment ratio. What I do not know is how much is R invested. Okay, at the end of the year, the profit share of P and R is equal. So here the profit share of P and R, these two are equal. That's what it says. Hope you are understanding by this time. Okay, then find the profit share of Q is what percentage of the profit share of R. The Q by R into 100. That is what the question asked. Can you answer the question, my dear friend? Take the clue that these two are equal and your time starts now. Come on. I'm sure some of you will be able to definitely answer the question. Yes? Yes? Take the clue over here. If I consider this as 3x, this as x, then 3 into 4, that comes 12x. And when the profit of P and R will be equal, if it is 12x, this should also be 12x. I am giving the lot of Q to you. Now, if this is 12x, then what is the capital of R? You can find it out. Yes, your time is up. Time is up. Sai, Mr. Sai Kumar, you will learn a lot. In the whole process, you will learn a lot. Every time I keep trying to bring the different questions which are basically of the clerical main or the PO prelim and sometimes the PO main also. So can I expect before I show the answer, can I expect someone will answer the question? So this is 12x. Therefore, as it is said that the profit of P and R both are equal, so their overall profit ratio should be equal. So if this is 12x, this is 12x. So 12x divided by 3, will I get that R? Yes, we will get the R. Anusha has already said B. 12x divided by 3, that I am getting the 4x over here. 4x. So look at the ratio. 4 is to 3 is to 1 is to 4 is the capital ratio. Now what is the question? Then find the profit share of Q is what percentage of R. So actually I don't need to find out this one. What is the profit share of Q? So that is 4 into 1, that I am getting 4x over here. I am getting 4x over here. So even I don't need this figure. The profit share of Q is what percentage of the profit share of R. So that means 4x is what percentage of 12x. Okay, let me check if Anusha is correct or not. Option B. So here it is 4x over 12x, that is 1 by 3, and 1 by 3 is 33.33%. Right, my dear friends? So 4x by, that is Q profit by R profit, which is 12x. So that's 12x. I notice that this is 1 by 3, and if it is 1 by 3, the profit required percentage should be 33.33%. Hope everyone understood it. Moving on to the next question. And that's here. Okay, my friends. I'll read the question and then I'll give some time to you to respond to the question. And Sandesh जी, आपको भी नमस्कार. चलिए, we will move on to the next question here. What is this question? Is question number 3. The pure milk cost rupees 20 per liter. Pure milk. Let's see how many of you can answer this question. After adding water, the milkman sells the mixture at the rate of rupees 18 per liter. So that is the mixture. He is selling at rupees 18 per liter and thereby making a profit of 25%. So what is the ratio of he mix the two? In which ratio he mixed the two? And you have the options here. It's a very basic and fundamental question and very frequently asked question in the examination. Because I have the selling price, I have the profit percentage, you can find out the cost price. Once you get the cost price over here, I have the milk cost price, I will get the mixture cost price, and you put the water he mixed, he added the water, and we know the water cost will be 0. Placing them in the alligation mixture method, you will be able to find it out, the ratio. Let me see how many of my young friends can able to answer the question. I am giving 30 seconds for you to answer it. Come on, some of you will be able to respond this. I have given the enough clue. After 30 seconds, I will start working on it. You have 14 seconds in your hand. Come on, Mr. Sai, you are very, very good. And I hope Santosh is learning. Sandesh is learning. Sandesh Kamble ji. Chaliye. Now the time up. I will be working on this. If you get the answer, please let me know. So the 18 rupees is the selling price and 25% profit is there. So what is the cost price? The cost price will be 18 into 100 by 125. 100 is the cost price, 125 is the selling price. So 100 by 125, that is 4 by 5. And that gives us 72 divided by 5 is 14.4 rupees is the actual cost price. Now come to the next stage where we have the milk, we have water and we have the overall cost price. So what is the cost price of the milk? It is given as 20 and the cost price of water will be 0 and we have the 14.4 is the mean price, that 14.4. Can I get the ratio over here by using the alligation mixture method? So I am getting over here, that is 14.4 here and the difference over here is how much is that? 6 and 4, that is 5.6. I can notice that both the numbers are getting cancelled by 18. Will it get cancelled by 8? Yes, it will get cancelled by 8. Anyone responding it? Anyone, my dear friend? Up to this I reached. You are asked to find out the ratio of the milk to water. You can, and the Sai has responded, he says A. That's right, Mr. Sai. That's right, my dear friend. Now, the rest part is with, look at this, with 8 it gets cancelled 7 times and with 8 it gets cancelled 18 times. So, milk to water ratio is 18:7. Do we have option 18:7? Yes, option A. Well done, sir. Okay. I am moving on to the next question. Hope cost selling price is there. Get the cost price. And this is mean cost price. Here the milk cost price is 20 rupees. Water cost price will be 0. Applying this, I am getting the milk to water ratio. The next question on the board is this. Now, let me see what is there in this question. The Tarun's father is, okay? The problem on ages, Tarun's father is 30 years older when the Tarun was born. So what I understand, when Tarun was 0, the father age was 30. The next one, his mother age is 24 when sister who is 5 years younger to Tarun, younger to Tarun, was born. That means when the sister was born, the sister age was 0, the mother age was 24 years. The next one, what is the difference? The question starts. What is the difference between the age of, I think it should be Tarun's father and mother? The difference between the age of these two. Yes, friends. Shall I give some clue to you how to respond to this question? So, what is Tarun? I will consider the Tarun age. Fine. Tarun age. Tarun age is equal to, I will convert both in terms of father. Whatever the father age is, minus 30. I am using this information. The next one, what is sister's age? Sister age. The sister age, when the Tarun is father minus 30 and the sister is 5 years younger to Tarun. So write the sister age also in the form of father. So father minus sister's age. And the sister is younger to Tarun by 5 years. Therefore, the more number has to be subtracted from father's age. How much? So 5 more than 30. 35. Father minus 30, that comes the sister's age. Using this information, the sister is 5 years younger to Tarun. And the next information I will use is, what is mother's age? Mother's age. The mother's age is, that is 24 years. 24 years plus the age of sister. Okay. So, what is the age of sister? The age of sister is F minus 35. So, I will add up this one. So, plus F minus 35. That's what the mother's age is. I use this one. The mother's age is 24. When the sister born, the mother's age was 24. So 24 plus the sister's age is F minus 35. Can you get the answer from here onwards? Sai says 11 years. Now let me check whether Sai is correct or not. He is saying option D. Okay, I didn't give the time. Okay, I will wait for hardly 24 more seconds is there. Some of my friends can be able to answer the question. Look at the construction of the question here. That is, the Tarun's age I converted in the form of father. Sister's age I converted in the form of father. The mother's age I 24 plus the sister's age, which I replace with F plus F minus 35. Okay, you are asked to find out the difference between the age of father and father's age and mother's age. Can I get the difference over here? Father's age and the mother's age. Okay, now the time up. I'll check whether 11 years is correct or not. The 11 is option D. Yes. Yes, Mr. Sai Kumar. Whenever you answer the question, you always correctly answer the question. Now, what I need is the mother age, father age is higher, so father age minus mother age. That is what the difference is. Father minus mother. How do I write this one? Father minus mother. Okay, so the mother's age I already know this, and the father's age is F. So this is F minus 24 minus plus F 24 plus F. Will it be plus F or the minus F? Okay. Mother age 24 plus F minus 35. But please remember that we are subtracting this one. When you are subtracting this one, the sign will change, and here it's become, the plus will become minus and the minus will become plus. Am I right here? So what happens? This minus F and the plus F will get cancelled, and here 25 minus 25 plus 35, which is equal to what Sai said is 11, is correct. 11 years is the age gap between the father and mother. Yes, Mr. Ganesh Patil ji, आपने सही आंसर किया. चलिए. So you are understanding the approach. Until unless you don't convert in a particular person's age, the Tarun age and the sister age and the mother age in the form of F, you will not be able to answer the question. Moving on to the next question, which is here. And it's a number series. Okay. Now, it says that find the wrong number in the series. So I am taking some sides so that you can see the number here. The 4, 12, 42, 196, 1005, 6000, 42,000. You have to identify the wrong number. Shall I give you the clue? Now 1000 to 6000, so it seems to be into 6. Catch the clue. Or 6, 7 is 42 into 7. I notice into 6 and into 7, you get the clue. You already got the clue here. Now you can answer the question. I will take some side over here so that you will be able to see the first number is 4, the next number is 12, the next number is 42, the next number is 196, and the next is 1005, and the next is this one 6066. Hope because I am coming in between camera and this 4, so I rewrote. Come on, how many of my friends can answer this question? You know there will be 5 questions of the number series in the prelim exam, definitely. Come on, I already gave the clue, that is into 6. Identify the wrong number. I am giving 30 seconds to you. There the time is. You will be able to answer the question, my friend. And you can't get away from the number series. I have chosen 2 questions from the number series. Come on, anyone? Anyone? Okay, I'll start giving some clue to you. Whenever that wrong number is there or finding out the next number, you always search for a clue. So I am getting the clue over here. That is from here to here, what if I multiply by 6? So I am getting 6030, but here it is plus 36 is there. So there is some connectivity I can notice here, 6 and 36. It could be into 6 plus 6 square. Is it happening the same in the next one? Anusha says option D. Ganesh Patil has said 42, that means option B. Let me check whether they are correct or not. That's right. That's right. Well done. Well done. So I notice that from here to here it is into 7. So 7, 6, 42 carry 4. And 7, 6, 42 plus 4 is 46. Okay. And 7, 6 is 42. And extra is there. As I noticed here, 6 into 6 by 6 square. So into 7 by 7 square, 49. Let's check that whether you are getting that result or not. So that is 9 into 2 is 11, 9 plus 2 is 11, carry 1, and then again 1, and then 5, 2, 4. It's done. So in case of wrong number, you first have to draw the pattern, and then you try where the pattern is not matching. So here it is into 6, then it should be into 5 plus 25. It should be into 4 plus 16. It should be into 3 plus 9. And it should be into 2 plus 4. Now start from the beginning. The 4 into 2 is 12 plus 4. 4 into 2 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. That's right. So 12, 3 is 36, and 36 plus 9 is 45, not 42. So I will check the next one. The 45 into 4, that is 180, and in 180 plus 16, 196. You are extremely talented people. Option choice B. Well done. The next question is also number series, and it's here. There is 32, 16, 42, 65, 210, 945, and look at this one, decimal is there. So there is a possibility that it is a fraction multiplication, or it could be a decimal multiplication. And one more weak area, the very weak, that is 32 and 16. Is it not? We have seen the question like into 0.5. Yes, my friends, your time starts now. Come on, answer the question. That is 32, 16, 24, 65, and so on and so forth. Let me see how many of you can answer this question. I am just waiting, another 7 seconds is there in the hand. Yes, many of you will be able to answer the question. Time up. So I will be working, and I can see that Anusha is saying option E. Option E, that is 65. Let me check that. Is option E? Yeah, that's right. Well done. What is the question over here? Into 0.5, then into, look at this one, this is greater than 16. And I can see that this is a, how much greater? Half more than 16, that is 16 plus 8. That means it could be into 1.5. So it is 0.5, 1.5, then comes over here. It should be in the same pattern, it should be 2.5. So what is 24 into 2 is 48, and 48 plus half of 24, and that comes 48 plus 12. It should be 60. If it is 60, then from here to here, it should be 3.5 into 3.5. So that is 60 into 3, that's 180, plus another 30, 180 plus 30, 210. That's right. So therefore, what Anusha has said, the option E, 65, is the wrong number. Hope, my friends, you understood this one, and then allow me to move on to the next question. And the next question is about arithmetic. Let's see that from which chapter is this. There are 8 brown balls. That means it is about permutation combination or probability. So that is 8 brown balls, 4 orange balls, and the 5 black balls in a bag. Understood? 5 balls are picked up. Total how many balls are there? That's 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 plus 5 is 17. Out of 17 balls, 5 balls are picked up. What is the probability of there being 2 brown, 1 orange, and 2 black ball? Straightforward question of the probability. And you get one question of probability. If you don't get that in the prelim, definitely you get in the main examination, my dear friends. So I will just give a clue over here, and you can start working. What is my favorable outcome by total outcome? What is my favorable outcome? I need 2 brown. Out of how many brown? 8 brown. So how many ways you can select 2 out of 8? So that is 8C2. Okay, and so therefore multiplication. You need the 1 orange ball. How many orange ball are there? 4 orange ball are there. From 4, 1 has to be selected 4 ways. Or you can write down this as 4C1, and we know the NC1 is always N. Okay, and the next one, you need 2 black ball, and the total number of black balls are 5. So how many ways you can select 5, 2 out of 5? So 5C2. This is my favorable outcome. What is my total outcome? The total outcome is I need to select 5 out of 17. How many ways you can select 5 out of 17? So some calculation is there over here, 17C5. Right, my friends? Now answer the question. Some of you have a problem to finding out this value, that is 17C5. So I will take the 5 number from 17 onwards, downward 5 numbers divided by 5 factorial. That comes in this way, that is 17 into 16 into 15 into 14. Hello, audio testing, hello. Hello, cha. Hello friends, hope you are there. and there was some technical problem. we can't do anything. Only thing we can take care for the next time. So let's begin here. So what is the answer for this? So to answer this question, as there is some calculation is there, I wrote down the figure over here because I remember that 17C5, which is a 6188. Okay, so it's not 68, 6188. There's the figure here. It's audible, sir? Like, okay, 6188. Sorry, I wrote it as 6168. Now, what is this 8C2? So that is nothing but 8 into 7 divided by 2. That's 4 7 is 28. So I am getting 28 over here. And 4C1, NC1 is always N. The same way, the 4C1 is 4. And 5C2, how do you write this 5C2? You know that the 5 into 4 divided by 2 factorial, which is 2. So here I am getting 10. So this value is 10. So finally, whatever it is possible to cancel, you can cancel it. I notice that both the numbers are getting cancelled by 4. Here, cancel this one by 4. So that is 15. 60, 15 4 is 60, and then 4 4 is 16, and 4 7 is 28. Now look at this denominator 1547, 1547. You can stop the calculation here, and what is left? 28 into 10. That is 280 by 1547 should be your answer. What is your option? I notice that option choice is B. Let me check option C. It says yes, it is option C, 280, not 180. It's 280 by 1547. 1547. Yes, my friends. I am moving forward. Sir, if possible to connect this one, could the connect chesandi? Achha. Okay, I am moving on to the next question, and 7B. So the next question is this. What is the question here? What is the probability that 2 dice and 4 coins are thrown simultaneously, and their sum is 7, and on the dice, the 2 dice are there, and the sum of the number on dice is 7, and at least 2 heads on the coin. How many coins are there? 4 coins are there. At least 2 heads. How do we answer this question? Let me give a small start over here. I need the sum 7. So in how many ways I can get the sum 7 when the 2 dice are thrown? So it is possible that one group is 6 and 1. In one dice 6 and the another dice is 1. Second possibility is in the first dice 1 and the second dice is 6. The same way, if I keep pairing up, then you will find that it could be 5 and 2, or it could be 2 and 5, still I am getting 7. It could be 4 and 3, and or it could be 3 and 4. And if I make the 2 here, then the other side is 5. So 2 5 is already taken, this one. So how many such pairs are possible? You notice that that's 2, 4 and 6. So there are 6 ways I can get the sum as 7. Right, friends? So what is the probability of getting 6 ways out of the 2 dice when you are throwing? Each dice has the 6 outcomes. So 2 dice, that is 6 to the power 2. That is 36. The total outcome is 36, and the favorable outcome is 6. So here the probability is 6 by 36, which is nothing but 1 by 6. That is about the dice. And we need the 4 coins, at least 2 heads are there. That means 2 heads or 3 heads or 4 heads. Now coming to the number of possibilities over here. And the coin, total outcome, for 1 coin there are 2 outcomes. So therefore for 4 coins there will be 2 into 4. For 4 coins are there, right? What will be the total outcome in 4 coins? 2 to the power 4, and which is nothing but 16. The total outcome is 16. Now what is the requirement over here? At least 2 coins in how many ways? So I will take over here how many ways I can get the at least 2 coins. Head, that is 4C2 is a 1, out of which the possibility of head is 1 by 2. And how many such coins are there? So 4 coins are there to the whole power 4. This is about 2 coins. The same way plus or represents plus. So therefore 4C3 plus 4C3 1 by 2 to the whole power 4. And one more possibility is there, that all the heads, all the 4 has the heads, that is 4C4. Right, my friends? So this is 4C4, and the same thing comes over here, that is 1 by 2 to the whole power 4. 1 by 2 to the whole power 4. Now solve it and tell me, if I take out the 4C2 and here 1 by 16, 2 to the power 4, 1 by 16 is common in all the cases. So I will take the 1 by 16 common over here, and then what is the addition here? 4C2, and the 4C2 is nothing but 6 plus 4C3 can be also written as 4C1, and that gives us 4, and plus 4C1, that is 1. The total is 11. So 11 by 16. Am I right here? So this possibility is probability is 11 by 16. So I need the 2 things over here. I need the 11 by 16 probability, and also I need 1 by 6 probability, and that's a multiplication. So what will happen here? That's 1 by 6 into 11 by 16, and that comes 16 6 is 16 6 96, and 11 by 96 should be your answer. Right, my dear friends? 11 by 96. Do we have any option 11 by 96? I can see option choice A. That's your answer. Hope this is clear. Moving on to the next question, and it's here. Look at this. What is the question here? Why the font has changed? Here different font and here different. Okay. The area of a square is 3 times, thrice the area of a rectangle. So if the area of rectangle is x, the area of square is 3x, 3 is to 1. The next one, if the area of the square is 525. So if the area of the square is given, I can get the area of a rectangle by dividing this by 3. I will be getting the area of a rectangle. Next it says, and the length of the rectangle is 15 centimeter. We already know the length of rectangle. What is the difference between the breadth and the length of the side of a square? What is the difference between the length of the rectangle and side of the square? Yes, how do I find it out? Let me work out on this, and I'll give the initial information. So what is the area of the rectangle, and this is 225 divided by, here area of a square is 3 times the area of rectangle, and the area of a square is given to us. So divide this by 3 and you will be getting 3 7 is 21, 3 5. So this is 75. And this area of the rectangle, which is nothing but L into B, in which I already know the length is 15. So what is the breadth? So breadth is equal to 75 divided by 15. I will be getting 5. This is breadth. You are asked to find out the difference between breadth and side of the square. So I already got the breadth here, which is 5. How about the square of the side of the square? I know the square area. So making the square root of it, I will be getting the square side of the square. So let's take the side of the square, which we usually consider as A. And the A is equal to square root of its area, that is 225, which is nothing but 15. So I got the second figure also. So I need to find out the difference between this first figure and the second figure. That's all. And it is visible that the difference is 10. So my required answer is 10 centimeter. That's your answer. Option choice B. Right, my friends? Hope you understood this. I am moving on to the next question. And the next question on the board is this. This one. Time and distance, I think? Yes. That's a very good question, my dear friends. So look at this one. What is there in the question here? A journey of 800 kilometers is done in a total of 10 hours. Fine. It's a very interesting question. The next it says, if 320 kilometers is travelled by train and the remaining distance. So what will be the remaining distance? 800 minus 320 will be the remaining distance. Right, my friends? That is 480 is the remaining distance. That remaining distance is travelled by bus. Let me write down over here 480. That is. The next we have, the same journey is done in 8 hours if 840 kilometers is travelled by train instead of 320 travelled by train. Out of 800, 240 kilometers is travelled by train and the remaining is done by bus. So what is that remaining here? 800 minus 240. I will be getting a minus 200, that gets 600, 560. So here 560 kilometers he travels by bus. Then find the ratio of the speed of train and bus. Highly interesting question. Let's see how we will solve this question. Now I will take that there are two mode of transport is there, train and the second is bus, and the time is given to us. In the first case, case 1, here 320 travelled by train, 320 kilometers travelled by train out of 800. So 800 minus 320, that is 480 kilometers is travelled by bus. And the time taken for this is 10 hours. I am just copying the question here in order to explain. Now in the second case what happens, that by train 240 kilometers, 240 kilometers by train, is it by train? Yes. And the remaining, which is 560 travelled by bus, and the total time taken for that is 8 hours. This data will open up the question. How is it? Look at it. So when I see that the bus travelling by bus, I will take the case 1 when both are travelled by, the whole is travelled by train. And I will take the second case when the whole is travelled by bus. So when the whole is travelled by train, look at this one. In the first case, what happens here? If it's travelled how much more by train when compared to second case? This is case 2. This is case 2. Right, my friends? So this is how much extra it is travelling by train. So the difference of this is nothing but 80. Am I right? 60 plus 20, 80 kilometer. For 80 kilometer extra when it travels by train, how many hours it takes extra? 10 hours, 2 hours. Look at this one, 2 hours extra. So for 80 kilometer, if 2 hours extra, then for 480 kilometer, how many hours extra? So let's write down this in the figure. For 80 kilometer traveling by train, if it takes 2 hours extra, then for 480 kilometer traveling by train, how many hours extra? Did you notice that this is 6 times, 6 8 is 48. So here also it should be 6 times, 6 into 2, that's 12. 12 hours extra. That means if the whole journey would have been travelled by train, it would have been taken 12 hours extra. So the time taken by the whole journey to travel by train is 10 hours plus another 12 hours. That is 22 hours. So here I am getting 22 hours if the whole journey is travelled by train. The same way, I will find out if the whole journey is travelled by bus, how much time will it take? Okay. For that, let's refer the same figure over here. Now, I will look at this one. Look at this part here. By bus. So, I am taking the second case, which is about the bus. If the whole journey would have been travelled by bus, how much time it will take less? You can find it out. How is it? Look at this one. So here we are going how much extra? 80 kilometer extra by bus. As a result, the time is how much less? 2 hours less. If you are travelling 80 kilometer by bus, you are able to save 2 hours, then travelling this 420, this by train which you have travelled earlier, had you been travelled this 240 by bus, how much time will it save? Let's work out for that. So here 80 kilometer, 2 hours. So let me write down here 80 kilometer, it saves 2 hours. Then for 240 kilometer, it saves how many hours? It saves how many hours? Or I can write down here 2 hours less in order to make you understand. So I notice that this is how many times? 3 times. 8 3 is 24. So the how many hours it will take less? 2 into 3, that's 6 hours less. So let me write down that 6 hours less over here. 6 hours less over what? 6 hours less over 8 hours. So how much time if the whole journey 800 kilometer is travelled by bus? So it will take 6 hours less than what the time taken here. That is 8 minus 6 is 2 hours. So here it's 2 hours. If the whole journey is travelled by bus, it takes 2 hours. Here has to find out the speed ratio. What did I get here? Train by bus. If you look at this one, train by bus, the time ratio is 11 by 1. Time ratio. Then what will be the ratio of the speed? Speed ratio. The speed ratio will be the reverse of time ratio. As the time ratio is 11 by 1, the speed ratio will be reciprocal of that, that is 1 by 11. So here 1 by 11, or you can call it as 1:11. Right, my dear friends? So what is the question? As the speed of the train to speed of the bus. So speed of the train to speed of the bus is 1:11. Do we have any option? Yes, we have the option. That's option choice C. Let's check that the answer is correct. Yes, my friends, it's correct. So with this, we'll conclude the today's class, and I'll be again having the class on alternate days. Thank you very much for watching the video, and wish you all the best to all of you. ఎవరైనా చూస్తున్నారా? ఇంకా ఎంతసేపు తీసుకున్నా కానీ అనవసరం. ఇలా బాగానే ఉన్నదా కలరు? ముందు క్లాస్లో ప్యాచప్ అన్నట్టుగా ఉండేది, ఇక్కడ స్క్రీన్తో మర్జ్ అయినట్టుగా ఉంది. టైం అంటే స్క్రీన్ పెట్టడం వల్ల ప్రాబ్లం రాదు, స్క్రీన్కి సిస్టమ్కి సంబంధమే లేదు సార్, అదే ఎక్స్టెన్షన్.